Fight Fiend Forecast. I am Joseph, the host, and I'm going to do a couple NFL predictions, starting it off with Thursday night NFL Week 5 action in Atlanta. The Atlanta Braves did not win last night. They got eliminated from the MLB playoffs. Atlanta needs a win, and they're going to have to beat three-time defending champs of the NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they're on the road. They're looking good, 3-1 on the season, 1-0 on the road. Atlanta Falcons 2-2 on the season, 1-2 at home. So they did pick up a win at home here. And it was versus, who was it? Last week there, yes. New Orleans. As an underdog, slight underdog, they got it done. And that game went down to the last couple seconds, and they had to get it done with that big field goal. Will they have that kind of luck at home? I hope so. They looked pretty good against the hot New Orleans Saints team. I do believe they can beat the Buccaneers, but we're going to have to look at where the money's at in this game. There's only one game on today. It's Thursday night. Vegas is going to win. Wherever the money is heavily sitting, I don't expect that to hit. So we're going to talk about it here on the show. Thank you for joining. Normally I'm talking about fights, UFC predictions. We're going to change the gears up a little bit midweek here. Talk about some football. Fight fiends like football, and they like to get paid. So there's one game on today. It's 3 hours before game time. A little bit late for this video, but I'll have some more NFL predictions out. Probably all predictions for Week 5. I'd like to have all my NFL Week 5 predictions out on YouTube this week. So let's see what I can do. In this one, Atlanta, they're minus 2.5 to win on the spread. They're not looking too good. ATS either, man. You can't trust this team against the spread. If you can, it's hard to. Atlanta Falcons 2-10 against the spread in their last 12 as a favorite. They're not covering the spread, but the money is sitting on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over 80% have the plus 2.5 for the Buccaneers here. It opened at plus 3. It dropped down to plus 1.5, and it's back up to plus 2.5. It retraced itself here. Hard to say if that is going to hit. Plus 2.5 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over 70% of the people betting are taking the plus 2.5 tonight. Game time, 3 hours. I don't trust the Falcons. I don't want to tell forecasters and fiends that the Falcons are going to cover against the spread. They are 2-10 against the spread in their last 12, but it might happen. There is a lot of money sitting on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover this game. You look at just to win, how much money is sitting on that? There's only 40% of the money on Atlanta Falcons to win this game, and they're a favorite. Everybody's underdog chasing in this one, the Buccaneers. They do have a guy that can run the ball, Bucky Larson. Big Buck. He can run the ball. And I expect him to get over 9.5 rushing attempts. Bucky Irving. You know, Bucky wants to be a star. He's a rookie. He has hit at 25%. 2 games at 9 rush attempts. His last game at 10. I do think he does go over 9.5 in this game. This might be a showing out party for Bucky Irvin. He wants to be a star. The Buccaneers do have a good chance to win this game. It could be a sharp pick to take the Buccaneers as an underdog. You take a look at the Tampa Bay Bucs as dogs. They've been barking. Just barking. Winning 6 of the last 7 games as underdogs. So if I'm looking to attack a player prop, I'm taking Bucky Irvin over 9.5 rush attempts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if you're looking for the wide receivers, it's really tough to tell which one is the main target for the Buccaneers. It's between Goodwin and Evans. They're both very good and reliable for the DFS lineup. So either guy, whatever you want to do. But I do like Bucky Irving in this game here against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I have to pick the Atlanta Falcons with very low confidence. They need a win. They got it in their last game. It was ever so close. The app is telling me the Buccaneers have been hot. Red hot as underdogs. Winning 6 of their last 7. It's hard to fade them. If you're looking for the overs or unders, the Falcons in their last 7 games on Thursday night, the total points line has went under, and it's sitting at 43.5. I listened to a few cappers today. Everybody's on the over. We're going to look at the money sitting on the over today, and it's not going to give you much confidence. The over 43.5 has 60% of the money and has 80% of the bets. Tampa hit the over in 6 of their last 9 games versus bottom 10 defense. So it's very, very hard to tell with the overs, with the spread, with the money line. I really got one bet on this game. I'm going to show you why. Tampa Bay, they have a tough time with the wide receivers. Look at Cortland Sutton, Humphrey, getting a lot of receptions. And all the boys on the Denver Broncos were getting targeted that night. In a loss, the only loss for the Buccaneers was to the Denver Broncos. So I am taking Atlanta Falcons at home, low confidence, as a favorite. A lot of the money is on Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover the spread. So that means Atlanta Falcons to cover the spread is my pick. They are my play. My bet, though, this guy, the wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, it might be his showing out party. Just like Bucky Irvin, I think Drake London is loaded up, ready to go. He's locked in for a big game in Atlanta. Mercedes-Benz Arena. Let's get these bags. We're going to look at another game versus the Lions. St. Brown just went off on the Tampa Bay defense, as did the whole Lions lineup on offense. They had fun. Look at Drake London. His targets have been there in the last 5 games, and he's been catching that ball. In his last 3 games, he caught the ball 6 times. He set it over 5.5 plus money. I think he's going over 5.5. He's getting 6. He's not only getting 6, I think he could get 10. He could go off. It could be his night. He's just on the verge of having a big game. This could be the big game for Drake London. This is my bet. Over 5.5 plus 100 for Drake London on receptions. Look at the head-to-head. It's 100%. Last game versus these Bucks, he went off. I expect him to be locked in 2 nights, ready to go. Those are my picks, predictions, and bets. And DFS plays, potentially, if you're into that, for Thursday night, Week 5 football action. It's prime time, baby. Let's get paid. Tune in. Subscribe now if you're just seeing the Fight Fiend forecast for the first time. This is the first video for NFL predictions, and I will definitely be back to collect some more bags with the Fight Fiends, forecasters, and football fiends. Let's go. It's football season, baby.